Hello, this is Stormy Cloud 21. I'm eager to get moving with a couple more reviews here. Now I have Jake Sully and Neytiri right here on the Avatar line. I just saw Quaritch before this, and they are in scale with that human figure. These are the larger sized ones. And then, of course, they have their own banshees that they like to ride. I have both versions of those banshees, thankfully, already, so that I can actually put them on them sometime. Probably in a separate video. I don't know how long this video will be, but you can imagine it probably will take a lot to film something like this. So I'm gonna open these up and share them with you. So here we go. All right, so let's pull out Jake first. Pulling out Jake. Look at that. He's sideways. There's a stand right there. I'm gonna have to pull that out. Thing about these reviews, if you don't hurry them on up, they will slow down and it will take forever. So here he is. So here we have Jake Sully. Let's open them up and the accessories. Okay. So first off, we've got Jake's bow. Yes, that's Neytiri in the background, I know. We'll get to her too. This is Jake's bow. This is one of Jake's hands. This is one of Jake's other hands. This is Jake Sully's knife. Very cool. All right, here we have Jake Sully. I know this film didn't come out until 2009. I didn't discover it until 2011. Then it became a thing for me. Look at this. This is actually a very well-made figure. I can tell by just handling it. It just feels really nice. I didn't expect, I thought it would be like really cheap, but it feels super nice in my hand. Here's the articulation. Everything is nice and tight. Look at that. And then of course the swivel right there. And then of course back that way, back that way, back that far. Interchangeable hands, of course, remember. So you can do that. Right here in the torso. Yeah, swing all the way around, not swim. You can swing all the way, I'm thinking away the water, way of water. Legs can pop out. Okay, like that. Pretty far for this giant blue guy. The knee. Okay, gotta be a little brave. Now I know this articulates too, but it appears a little early that the joint is really tight and probably does not want to do that yet. So I would wait a little bit, and then you can articulate this. And then of course this piece right there articulates. There's a tail. I've seen where people's tails have popped off. So I don't really want to do that yet, but looks like it's going to happen. The tail popped up, but it's rubbery and it goes back on. Pretty simple. It's very rubbery. I thought it'd be plastic, but it's nice. And then, so he has this around his waist. All these ornate patterns crafted from the world around, and this cloth here. There's for his knife. Look at the face sculpt and the ears, and that like nose reminiscent of a puma, like a cat, you know, a wild cat. And then he's got all these like striped things. Okay, the knife, when he's not using it, go right up in there. Of course you can see that it's open on the top, so you pull it out, it's easy. So now let's put on his accessories. Accessories, straightforward. Pull the hand off, put the other hand on. Very simple, see how quickly. You can pull this hand off and then real quickly put that one on, and there you go. Wow, look how quick that was. Just like that, we have Jake holding his bow in hand. Now the pieces of the bow do not come loose. He cannot actually shoot his bow. He can just carry it around, but he can put it on his Banshee. There's a place for it. But he just carries it around like that and can't actually use it. And the knife, if I want to put that in one hand, okay, I just pull this out like that. And you can change it out. Ow! I poked myself. That thing's actually sharp. Sharp for a little booger. Well, all right, pull this hand off. Put this hand back on. Get in there. All right, there's the hand we want that knife in. There we go. There he has the knife. Avatar's knife. You can see, look at this around his arm, the band. Very cool figure. And you can peg him on a stand. I need to do that. So you just take this stand and you just pop them in, pop them on. There you go. Okay, now hang on. And just like that, there he is on his stand. And he is a very quite tall figure, I must say. Look at those eyes, cat eyes. So I say we pull Neytiri out now and check her out. You go pulling out Neytiri. There's Neytiri on the side. Now we have Neytiri back there. Stand for Neytiri. Neytiri out of the packaging. And now here is Neytiri's bow. And the arrow, of course. Here is Neytiri's hand. And then here is Neytiri's other hand. And then here is Neytiri's knife. Brown and silver. And then here is Neytiri herself. Neytiri, and you can see she's sculpted very slender like she would be. Look at her ear bent down like that. Interesting, huh? And then look at the feather. There's a feather right there. Has this headdress of feathers. Her arms articulate very easily. And the wrists swivel, and of course go forward in and back. And then her waist can do this, swivel all the way around. This arm, of course this hand swivels. The arms can go up like that, and then has some swivel in them, and then that can swivel as well. And then the head, of course, can move all around, look up and down. The legs can get some splits going to about there, but you can't really go far because of that. Around her waist, and then the knee. Yeah, you could also double joint bend that, but not yet. I wouldn't. It's got to be broken. There is the articulation there, articulation right there, like that. The pegs on the back for the stand. Again, another rubbery tail. And I'm sure that pops off. And there's for the knife, got the armbands. So I say we put the accessories on and check that out. So with the knife, there's a place for that knife to go right here. Slide it in. Go in right there. And of course, it's open on the top, so you can pull that knife right back out really easy. And you could place it in her hand, probably the other hand. But first, she has the perfect hand for this bow, so you could actually slide this up in the hand like that and then put the bow up in there. So you don't actually have to open up the fingers for her to be holding this bow. So that's cool. You can take it back out, take this hand off. Good grief, that's in there good. Okay, obviously this one, pop that on so she can grip the knife with that hand. Now she has the knife in her hand that she would carry when she's in the jungle, I guess, or wherever. Well, all the time in the jungle, pretty much. Okay, I'm gonna pull this off. That is on there, man. Come on. Okay. I didn't break it, don't worry. He's got skinnier joints than the guy. Let's go ahead. Look at her eyes. And she's got that cat face again with the nose like a puma. And the ears like, you know, Avatarish ears. The braided hair. And then the tail. I'm sure that comes off. Yeah, it's rubbery. You can just peg back on. I should have just left it alone, honestly. And at this point in the video began my biggest mistake of all, which took the next 30 minutes to try to get it back on. Bit of advice for you. First of all, pop her hand back on there. Being able to pop things on and off, that I thought it would be genius to pop her tail off. If you decide to, do not. Because I spent the next 30 minutes trying to get that back on there. And not only that, with all that frustration, the delay in 30 minutes of filming this video, because I did not think I'd be able to get that on there ever again. It looks just like inside his, but that ball joint doesn't have barely enough room, and this is like a rubber piece that goes over the washer, and I ended up having to twist it. I had to move, get a miniature screwdriver, scoot the ball joint up enough to make enough room for the tail to try to fit back over that. And then I just had to start twisting really hard in a circle after soaking it in some warm water. And I'm still not sure if it's completely on there. So do not pull off the tail of your Neytiri. You will regret doing that, like I did. So please do not do that. Take my word for it. Now we're gonna put her on the stand. That was the the greatest mistake I made this year while reviewing was to try to take off this Neytiri tail. Do not attempt to do that. You will change your mind very quickly when you can't get it back on. So learn from my mistake, please. So there's Neytiri. I'm getting her on her stand. Then I'm going to get her gear on her. I mean, one little mistake like that, not being able to get the tail on, just think if I would have wanted to take it back and get another one, and I'm like, no, I don't want to. So look at that stuff. Look around her neck. Look at all those feathers. The armband. She's supposed to have an ear bent over like that. It's sculpted that way on purpose. Neckband. Band around the leg, or under the knee. Boy, that was really hard to get in there. You have no idea. So, there's Neytiri. And I think a question that will surface is, are these hand accessories the same exact? And no, they are not. Neytiri's is curved in like this. Jake's is bigger, obviously, a guy's hand. So Jake's has actually more digits, has 5 digits, and Neytiri's has 4, which is the way it should be, because he's an avatar and she's an actual Na'vi for real in the movie. So same thing, you're not going to get them mixed up because, again, Jake's has 5 and Neytiri's hand has 4. Just remember that, you won't mix up those accessories of their hands. There you go on that one. And so here we have these two Na'vi to scale with their counterpart. There's Quaritch from the movie, 2009 movie Avatar. You can see that is the real size of Na'vi compared to humans. Normal size, pretty much normal size. I mean, he might be like 6 foot tall, so some humans may be shorter even. But there you go, Na'vi. They're very, very large people from Pandora. Earthlings are small compared to them, a lot smaller. So at some point, I would like to take these two Na'vi and stick them on their Banshee. So I'd like to do that sometime soon. But until then, this is Stormy Cloud 21. I want to thank you for watching this review. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. See more cool stuff coming up soon. Thanks for watching and talk soon.